Hi everybody, Andre here at the Coach's Hangout. If your exam is just around the corner, don't miss out on this last-minute study tip. If the course provides a glossary, like the Canadian Securities Course does, give it a quick review and take note of any obscure terms. Take it from me, I have created thousands of multiple choice questions throughout my career, and a term like arbitrage makes for a great one. The student either knows it or they don't, and it's really easy to come up with 3 believable, tempting, but wrong answers, which is the hallmark of a great question. All right, let's get to it and start earning you some potential marks. Nellie's friend nicknamed her Nervous Nellie because no matter how much fun they are having, she always thinks of the terrible what-ifs. When it comes to investing, the thought of losing money would definitely keep her up at night. With this in mind, what do you think Nellie would prefer? A high or low beta? Well, what about standard deviation, alpha, or Sharpe ratio? Take 5 seconds and think through your answer. Pause the video if you need a little more time. Now, if you thought Nellie doesn't like risk, so she probably wants all of those things to be low, then drum roll please, you'd be wrong, so stay tuned. But first, if you're watching this video on YouTube and you're finding the content helpful, please take a moment to smash that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you know each time we post a new video or go live. Beta and standard deviation are measures of risk, and therefore a conservative investor would want to keep them low. Beta refers to how a security is expected to react compared to the overall stock market. For example, a beta of 1 would indicate that the security is expected to move in unison with the market. If a security is a beta of 2, that would mean it's expected to move twice as much as the market. Now, this means up or down, so if the market declines by, say, 5%, we would expect the security to decline 10%. Nellie wouldn't like that very much, so she'd prefer a low beta. Now, standard deviation refers to the security's volatility in returns. In other words, how much does the return deviate from year to year? The more volatility, the riskier the stock. For example, if a security has a 20% return one year, a negative 10% return the next, followed by an 18% return, it would have a high standard deviation as compared to a security that has a consistent return every single year. Again, Nellie doesn't like risk, so she would prefer a low standard deviation. Now, alpha refers to how much value the portfolio manager added. For example, if based on the level of risk assumed, the portfolio had an expected return of 10%, but your portfolio manager is a good stock picker and generated a 12% return within those risk constraints, the manager's alpha is 2. Look, it doesn't matter if you're a conservative or aggressive investor. Your portfolio manager adding value to your portfolio is a good thing. So the higher the alpha, the better. And this holds true for Nellie as well. The Sharpe ratio measures the return per unit of risk accepted. Well, all investors would like the highest return for the level of risk they are assuming, right? I mean, even if Nellie was investing in a treasury bill, she would prefer a 1.5% return over a 1% return. So the higher the Sharpe ratio, the better. Oh, and here's a great little memory aid. You always want a very sharp portfolio manager. As you can probably tell from this exercise, knowing what a glossary term means is critical. But for certain questions, you're still going to have to think a little bit when it comes to applying it. Remember, the name of the game is practice, 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 where you can learn from your mistakes and not make those same mistakes on exam day. Thanks for dropping by the Coach's Hangout, and be sure to check out our full suite of study tools at SeeWhyLearning.com.